Happy Thursday, Facebook friends. Welcome back to Facebook. I'm Angie Garza, Director of Professional Learning and Educational Services at ROE 47, serving Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties. And if you're joining us back here this fine Thursday in the month of October, you'll know that it's time for another edition of Teacher Talk. And this Thursday, we are so excited to continue our conversations gearing up to our third annual Pathway Playground on Friday, October 18th at Sauk Valley Community College. And so today, as we share the good news of that opportunity with our communities, with our educators, with our students and families, we are going to very specifically be talking about this idea of career exploration and celebrating our partners for the third annual Pathway Playground. So we have a special guest here with us today from Sauk Valley Bank, and we will introduce her and get to know her here in just a moment. But before we do that, I am pleased, as always, to welcome my friend, colleague, and co-host, Ms. Stacy Dingus, to our Teacher Talk here this morning. Stacy, before we push the record button, we were talking about how important this idea of career exploration is, not only in building our students and kind of giving them a purpose for their learning, but also in building our communities. And so I'm really excited to be able to talk to Vanessa from Sauk Valley Bank today, because we can't do this without the support of our community partners.
We repeat constantly on these teacher talks that it really does take a village, and this is such a good representation of that. We know that education is so much more. To provide a good education for our students, it's so much more than just the classroom curriculum. Teachers need support, administrators need support, our families need support. And I am really proud of the fact that in the Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside County area, we really have ramped up our business and industry support. We have pinpointed some great businesses that have stepped up to the plate and said that we value the schools in our community. How can we help? So it's exciting to feature one of those businesses today. Also exciting to talk a little bit about our upcoming Pathway Playground and what a great event that we are able to provide to our area schools. So I'm excited to get this teacher talk started today.
You are so right. We have incredible partners in our Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside communities, and Sauk Valley Bank is one of those incredible partners. They partner with us on a variety of projects, including our Pathway Playground. So we are so thrilled to be able to welcome for the very first time to our Teacher Talk platform our special guest this morning from Sauk Valley Bank, Vanessa Wessels. Vanessa, good morning. Thank you so much for being here and taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with us here this morning on Teacher Talk about this very important event and Sauk Valley Bank's role in supporting career exploration in our community. So as we get started, I was wondering if you could take a moment to introduce yourself to our listeners out there on Facebook and YouTube, and talk a little bit about not only your role at Sauk Valley Bank, but we know that Sauk Valley Bank has a deep commitment to our community. So if you could talk a little bit about how Sauk Valley Bank is working to better Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties.
Thank you guys for having me. And I know we talked a little bit about how passionate and excited we are to have Pathway Playground as an opportunity for our students. So thank you for all that you guys have done. Yes, Sauk Valley Bank, we are so thrilled to be attending again, the third time. I can't believe it's year 3. So I'm a small business specialist at the bank. Within my role, not only is it customer relations, but a lot of community involvement. I very much enjoy working with our nonprofits, especially on the grant research side. And then within our small business department, we're helping our small business owners grow and develop. And so I get to see a lot of their passions come to life and be a part of their growth over the years as their business grows. You know, our goal in small businesses in the Sauk Valley become big businesses. So we really love to be a part of their journey every step of the way. And I was drawn to Sauk Valley Bank because of the culture, because of the community involvement. And that's what our goal is. When the Sauk Valley area is successful, like we're all successful. And that plays, I think that's the driving force I feel behind Sauk Valley Bank being so involved in our community. It's where we live. And to the Pathway Playground, like some of these students that we're going to see, they could be a future employees of Sauk Valley Bank. They're future leaders within our area. They could become board members on the nonprofits that do so much good in our community. So I think Pathway Playground is a great resource to share all that the area has to offer, and the students can be a part of it.
Small business, small idea, big idea for our Pathway Playground. We started this with this idea of featuring career opportunities for our students. And 3 years ago, Sauk Valley Bank was one of the first ones that said, we want to be a part of this. We want to be involved in this. It has grown. I think Angie will share the details later, but we have a whole bunch of eighth graders that will kind of commence at Sauk Valley Community College next Friday. We have some businesses, a lot, that have stepped up to the plate and said they want to be a part of this. And we appreciate the fact that Sauk Valley Bank was one of the first ones that when we started this project 3 years ago said, yes, we want to be involved. So can you talk a little bit about what your involvement looks like at the Pathway Playground?
We are every year we do something different, so as I'm sure you guys have seen, it's about learning what the students are looking for, what excites them. So we really like to play games with these students. We want to give it, and our goal is to show them that there are career pathways within the banking and financial industry that don't involve numbers, that don't involve money. So we like to create our games around really tapping into what interests the students. So this year, their hands-on activity is, we're going to talk about what fills your cup. Like, what do you enjoy doing on your day to day? And we're going to show them how that actually matches within a career field at the bank. So social media, that's marketing. If they do love numbers, we've got a whole bunch of stuff, but even customer service. A lot of us, I started off being a waitress, and so that customer service has never left me. So if you really care about people and you want to help, maybe you like being a caregiver, customer service within our bank. It doesn't, we have a solution center where they're on the phone. Maybe people don't like being face to face. So we just want to expose the various career paths that are available outside of traditional finance careers.
What a great segue into our next little conversation about the idea of career exploration. When you were saying that about jobs available at the bank, I did not love math in school. I did not love numbers. And looking at a job at a bank years ago, that would have been a big, like, absolutely not, because I only thought that the bank dealt with money and that was it.
Right.
This idea of career exploration, I think people have really taken a hold of, because we know now that really among our businesses behind those doors, there's so much more than maybe just what the public assumes. We mentioned before we pushed record, even with education, sometimes students are like, oh, I don't want to be a teacher. Okay, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can do within the school besides just teaching. You just mentioned that with the idea of a job within Sauk Valley Bank. Tell us a little bit more about this idea of career exploration and why it's so important. And as you mentioned before, you talked a little bit about, building our community, and a more successful community makes it better for the people that live there. That goes along with career exploration and finding a job that you're happy with. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Work-life balance is a big topic. We also spend more time with the people we work with than sometimes our families at home. So really tapping into what everyone loves to do and is a good fit that they enjoy is a priority for not just Sauk Valley Bank, but I feel in the employment industry, you see that shift. it's also important that we actually put those actions to work. So we get in touch with our employees. We got to invest within our own employees. So we have students that are going to college and working part-time. What are you going to college for? They could be going for accounting, marketing, finance. And then it's like, well, okay, well, let's kind of let them shadow within the bank. And that could lead to a natural progression of career development. They started out here and now they're here. The bank takes a lot of pride in that. I did not personally come from banking, but they saw other individual strengths. And that's a similar story with a lot of our employees here. So that's another thing that we do like to highlight is we played Guess Who last year. And so we tied the education aspect about degrees. A lot of people sometimes shy away from a job because, oh, I don't have that degree. Um, if you have the attitude and the drive, and share your goals with your employers, how that can turn into a career of advancement. So we also like to highlight that this person is a staff accountant, but they didn't have formal education. They had on-hands experience education. So letting our employees shadow another department, being able to see, is this a good fit for me? So my advice to the students that are coming and the teachers to encourage, like, see everything, look at everything. You never know what you might love. And also, there's sometimes positions that are created for employees based on their strengths because they're such an asset to an employer.
It's not only just a matter of for students about seeing what's out there, but it's also there's a piece of that about being seen and recognizing within yourself some of those strengths that might lead to opportunities, but also having someone who believes in you, someone who reaches out and says, I think you'd be really great at this. And so, what a great initial opportunity for over 1,200 eighth graders next Friday, October 18th, at our Sauk Valley Community College third annual Pathway Playground. So, Stacy has said this a number of times here on our teacher talk this morning, but I just once again want to say thank you for raising your hand and for Sauk Valley Bank raising their hand to say, yes, we want to be a part of this event. It is a very long and overwhelming day with that volume of students and adults all in one place. But how exciting for those students and honestly for our own community as we kind of build that pipeline and welcome hopefully students back once they've completed whatever educational aspirations that they have dreamed about. So I know in that same breath that this is not the only event or opportunity or community outreach that Sauk Valley Bank is involved with. So can you talk to us a little bit about some of the other things that you're doing in our community to support our students and our families and our economic growth? Because I know that is part of the commitment that Sauk Valley Bank has to the Sauk Valley area.
Pathway Playground, it's a highlight for us every year. It's one of those things that we want to be a part of. The Dixon Chamber, they recently did a career fair this a couple months ago. So we were involved in that. We're heavily involved with the Park District. They have a Spark Camp in the summer every year. And so with our Donate 8 program, our employees, we ask that they donate 8 hours every year to a local nonprofit. And that's part of their hourly. So we just, here's 8 hours and, work with your manager with schedule. Like, being part of the community is super important. And we have donated over 800 hours to nonprofits. So we're proud to be involved. And then you get to see front row on what it takes for a nonprofit, their needs, and then that just trickles down. It's opportunities where you can bring the family. So that's wonderful. And then as far as growing our Sauk Valley, like I said, very passionate about our area thriving. So we all thrive and it creates more opportunities. So reaching out for those grants, being a community bank, we also, the traditional lending sense. Some people may be nervous that they don't qualify for the traditional banking relationship or lending. We are exploring and researching lending programs throughout the government and the state programs to see how we can help. Maybe it's not a traditional loan. There's an Advantage Illinois program, the SBA loans. So, and that can be overwhelming. So we want to assist and help people walk through that process. So it's a little less overwhelming and they can have a nice guide partner along the way to do that. The boards that some of our employees are on, and so they bring awareness. What's going on at the Y, what's going on at the YWCA, how can we help in those ways? It's all about how we can help. And sometimes it's just donating a couple hours working at a food bank, and other times it could be connecting them with a resource or someone that it's a strength of theirs and they're having issues with their social media. Oh, we know someone that can help. They have a fundraiser coming up and they're, needing help with ideas of baskets or raising donations. Okay, well, I think this would really interest someone I know. They're passionate about this. And get them connected, being the connector of the communities. So again, we all, make the Sauk Valley what it is today.
It's the power of partnerships, which is something
Absolutely.
that we embrace in our office as well. And we are so grateful for your partnership and the partnership of Sauk Valley Bank as we continue to grow our opportunities for our families and our young people here in Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties. And Vanessa, if there's one thing that you said that really struck a chord with me, having to do with partnerships and all the things that are happening in our communities, you mentioned when the Sauk Valley area is successful, we are all successful. And so thank you for being part of that success. Thank you especially for agreeing to participate in our third annual Pathway Playground. Friday, October 18th, we are all putting on our running shoes for the day. We are anticipating over 1,200 eighth grade students from our schools in Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties. It's an amazing day. And so we're just, again, so grateful for your willingness to participate in that event. As you mentioned, the students who are there are our future board members, our future leaders, our future workers, and they are going to help us continue to build that success in our communities. So thank you. Friends, that wraps us up here for this edition of Teacher Talk. We hope you enjoyed our conversation with Vanessa Wessels from Sauk Valley Bank. We hope that you are also very excited about our upcoming Pathway Playground. Please make sure to keep checking our Facebook page for pictures and other great information about the event as we welcome those 8th grade students onto the Sauk Valley Community College campus on Friday, October 18th. And as we close out our Teacher Talk today, I'd like to thank my friend, colleague, and co-host, Ms. Stacy Dingus, as well as you, our viewers. Thanks for joining us again this Thursday. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, an even better Friday, a beautiful fall-filled weekend, and we will see you right back here next Thursday for another edition of Teacher Talk.